Okay, in this video I'm going to talk about the two different types of tantrums that toddlers have and the different responses that are most effective for them. So, on the left here we have the frustration tantrum, and we have a jigsaw piece here, and that symbolises a tantrum that your child has when they can't do something that they are trying to do. It's all about their ability. Remember, toddlers' ambition outstrips their abilities by a factor of about 10 to 1. And in a pure frustration tantrum, the only person they are angry with is themselves. So it might be when they are trying to do a jigsaw or draw a picture or any of these things. It also might be when they're doing something that you don't want them to do, such as climbing onto the kitchen surfaces. And when you try and stop them, then that can turn into the other type of tantrum. And let me introduce, and this is what makes parents' lives misery, is the want my own way tantrum. And I'm sure you can guess why I've used a chocolate cookie here to demonstrate this one. It's because it is all about control. It's when a toddler wants to get their own way and you are stopping them. This is a very different kind of animal. This is about control. Toddlers have an incredible independent streak, and it's really useful. You wouldn't want them to be without it, because without it they're not going to learn to talk, to walk, to share, all these things that we take for granted in every 5-year-old. But this independent streak stays with them at times which are a bit, let's face it, inconvenient for you. So you've given them one cookie and they want another one, and you're saying no, and that's when they might have a want my own way tantrum. So how do you deal with these two different types of tantrums? Well, let's deal with the frustration one first. Okay, so the first most obvious thing, which I'm sure you've thought of, is to help them. Help them do the jigsaw, help them put on their shoes, help them draw that picture that they've been trying to do. And if that doesn't work, or if it's something that they shouldn't be doing, such as climbing, then you need to move into the want my own way strategies, or here are a couple of other things. The first is TLC, tender loving care, give them a cuddle. And the other is distraction. I will be talking in part 2 about distraction, so I won't say anything else about it today. Okay, now, how do you deal with a want my own way tantrum? And the first one is don't give in and let it be. So, if they want the second cookie, you have a choice. You can give in, let them have it, or you can decide that you're not going to give in, and you're going to let the tantrum be. You're just going to let them have a tantrum. And this is something that I think is really, really important. Tantrums have a very specific purpose, which is to teach your child about how to control their emotions. And it's just something that we have to go through. You cannot stamp out tantrums 100%. So sometimes you just have to let them scream and shout, however inconvenient or embarrassing it may be. Your child needs to learn about disappointment. Okay, and the next one, you might be a little bit surprised at this, it's TLC as well. I often find that if you use this strategy, don't give in and let it be, and then you offer them some TLC, you'll be surprised how quickly your child will calm down. Now, some parents I know think that when they want that second cookie and they're being naughty and all this, you shouldn't give them any TLC because you've got to show them what's what, and they can't do that. But I agree with that, but you've already done it. You've already done it, haven't you? If you're not giving in, you have shown them the boundaries that they need to learn to respect. And there's nothing wrong with giving them some TLC. Remember, at this age, they don't have the social skills, so don't expect them to have those social skills. It's just like if you had a teenager who failed an exam. You wouldn't shout at them if they'd worked for it, would you? You would want to comfort them. And everything that your toddler is doing, even the kind of behaviour that appears naughty, it's all a learning experience. So, as long as you don't give in, TLC is perfectly acceptable. And then the last one is distraction. There is a specific way you need to use distraction with the want my own way tantrum, and I will tell you all about that tomorrow. So don't miss that, because that's probably going to be the most useful thing for you this Christmas, is part 2, which is distraction techniques.